Most people believe that the price of a cryptocurrency is a direct and organic result of simple buying and selling pressure. It fundamentally is not. In the digital asset space, price is a dynamic and often brutal negotiation between two core forces, liquidity and intent. Within the crypto market, this liquidity is notoriously thin, dangerously fragmented across countless centralized and decentralized exchanges, and, as a consequence, remarkably easy to influence. Contrary to popular belief, a market maker isn't some shadowy villain poised over a big red button, ready to crash the market at will. In theory, their function is straightforward and even beneficial. They provide bids and asks on both sides of the order book to ensure that trading can occur smoothly for everyone else. However, in practice, the precise placement of that liquidity, its density, and the timing of its addition or removal from the market are factors that matter more than almost anything else you might read about. These strategic decisions by a few key players have a disproportionately large impact on the price action that millions of retail traders experience. In traditional financial markets, such as equities or foreign exchange, the landscape is entirely different. Liquidity is incredibly deep, subject to stringent regulatory oversight, and spread across massive, well-established trading venues. This depth acts as a shock absorber, meaning that even substantial orders don't cause disproportionate price swings. In stark contrast, the crypto market's liquidity often resides in a few concentrated pools, separated by significant gaps. This structural fragility means that when powerful players want the price to move, it doesn't glide gracefully up or down a gentle slope. Instead, it jumps. It violently falls through empty space in the order book or accelerates upward with astonishing speed once a thin layer of resistance is cleared away. This structural reality explains how price can be aggressively pushed down without the presence of massive organic selling pressure from the broader market. A market maker can simply pull their liquidity bids from below the current price, creating a vacuum. When this happens, even moderate routine sell pressure can trigger a cascade, as the price has no bids to rest on. To the untrained eye, the resulting chart looks like a moment of pure, unadulterated panic selling. Structurally, however, it is just financial gravity doing its inevitable work in a void. These same underlying mechanics work just as effectively in reverse. A sophisticated entity can orchestrate a price rise by strategically stacking liquidity to absorb any incoming sell orders, while simultaneously allowing motivated buyers to chew through the thin air of the sell-side order book above. Once this overhead liquidity, the sell walls is either removed by the market makers themselves or exhausted by buying pressure. The price no longer requires an explosive surge of new demand to continue its ascent. It simply travels to the next available pocket of liquidity, which might be significantly higher. This is precisely how you get those slow, controlled, grinding climbs that lull traders into a false sense of security, only to suddenly transform into vertical, parabolic moves with no obvious fundamental catalyst or news event to explain them. The market didn't suddenly discover a new reason to be bullish. The path of least resistance was simply cleared by those in control of the market structure. The price is not discovering value. It is being guided through a pre-architected liquidity landscape. The world of derivatives, particularly perpetual futures, acts as a powerful amplifier for all of these dynamics. Perpetuals introduce immense leverage into the system, allowing traders to control large positions with a relatively small amount of capital. This widespread use of leverage, in turn, creates a critical byproduct: liquidation levels. These are predetermined price points at which leveraged long or short positions are automatically closed by the exchange to prevent further losses. These liquidation levels do not just exist passively, they become potent magnets for price. When an excessive number of traders are leaning in the same direction, for instance, heavily shorting the market, the price doesn't necessarily move against them because their fundamental thesis is wrong. It often moves because engineering a price squeeze to clear out those clustered short positions is both highly profitable and mechanically simple for the powers that be who can manipulate liquidity. This is the explicit reason why you so often witness clean surgical runs of stop losses just below critical support levels, or euphoric breakouts above key resistance that immediately and violently accelerate, liquidating shorts along the way. The market is not reacting organically to price levels. is being actively guided through them to trigger these lucrative liquidation events. To a newcomer navigating this treacherous environment, the price action often feels completely fake, manipulated, and irrational. When compared to the relatively orderly behavior of traditional equities, this assessment is, in a way, correct. The crypto market operates under a different set of rules, largely dictated by its immature and fragmented structure. However, acknowledging this reality does not render the market evil or entirely unwinnable. It simply demands a radical shift in perspective from the average trader. You must stop asking why the price moved, searching for a news headline or a narrative to justify the action. Instead, you must begin to ask who benefited from that specific move, and what pockets of liquidity were either cleared out or strategically created as a result of it. Once you truly internalize the principle that price follows liquidity, not narratives, not technical indicators, not the opinions of influencers, the charts begin to look far less chaotic and random. They start to look intentional. The sudden crashes are no longer mysterious panics. They are engineered liquidity hunts. The parabolic rallies are not spontaneous bursts of euphoria. They are carefully orchestrated moves through thin order books. And once you can see this intention woven into the fabric of the market, you are no longer trading the story that is being sold to the masses. You are trading the underlying structure of the market itself. You're trading the game as it is actually played, not as you wish it were. And in that crucial distinction lies the difference between being the liquidity and understanding it.